Okay.
Welcome. Hello, fashion enthusiasts and trendsetters. Welcome to the new edition of the G9ijaTV, the Big Mic. And today we are basically talking about the gens and the alter fashion revolution. Am I correct?
No, you're not. It's Gen Z and OT fashion.
Gen Z. Uh,
Yes, Gen
well,
Z
how
and
come that is
OT
only
fashion.
Gen Z we are talking about?
Huh?
I'm only just kidding.
Wow.
So basically, we are basically looking at a thought-provoking episode today of Fashion Forward. And I'm your host, Tunde Fakunda, and with me is a
Mm-hmm.
special guest and collaborator,
Yes,
not
so
in the negative sense.
no, no, no. Just
You
positive
said?
vibes. I said no, just positive vibes.
Aha.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. So today we are diving into an exciting topic at the intersection of youth culture and fashion, redefining style, Gen Z and ultimate fashion revolution. I just like the sound of that, a revolution. You are just
Yes,
saying that you're a gorilla fighter.
yes. Now I take
Somebody
you.
obviously has been watching many Hollywood films.
Yeah.
Right. So, one of the first thing I just will actually like to ask of you really is, so I mean, what exactly? So you are the fashion analyst. So tell me all about this self-expression.
Okay, so first things first. When it comes to like Gen Z and OT fashion, they both go together. You understand? It's
Okay.
like rice and stew. But
Mm,
OT fashion has always been something that's always been there right from the millennials. That's people from like their late 30s, 40s, you understand? But they were always looked at
okay.
as deviants in the society at that time. And so that's people from like your age range and all that. But they were more considered as deviants because they were the ones with the dreadlocks, the saggy
Okay.
pants. They just had that different look. So alternative fashion generally is actually alternative fashion. Do you understand? So it's a form of expression where young people dress how they like. Do you understand? There's no rules to what you can wear or what not. You just feel something and then you're rocking with it. But then it also comprises of different fashion genres. Like Alte includes goth fashion, Y2K, and many more other fashion trends generally that you normally see. But then Alte generally is a form of expression. It's just how you feel and you just trying to show that to the world, which is how you dress. You understand? So it's just a typical deviation from the normal fashion norm that you would usually see everywhere. I can't really. I can't hear you. What's going on? No, I still can't hear you. I can tell what you're saying, but I can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Okay. Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, I can hear you now. I can hear you now. I can hear you
You
now.
can hear me now.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yeah. So one of the first thing I just wanted to find out from you, you said the ultimate fashion. You said it embraces individuality. What exactly does that mean?
When you talk about individuality in fashion, that's something I've big on because I think I've said this thing like countless times when I've had to talk about fashion. Individuality is basically bringing yourself, like your true self, when it comes to fashion. Like when you work in
Okay.
fashion, when you style, because I style. So when you style, you tend to want to know what the person is about. You understand? I want to know what you
Okay.
like because everybody have their different tastes. Even if we most times we follow normal fashion norms, they will say tell you okay, there's a corporate
Mm,
side of it, there's a normal. Do you understand? But there are certain things that you would like for yourself. Do you understand? That makes you unique to your own style. Do you understand? Maybe it's you like baseball caps, like something you're wearing now. See,
okay.
that's your style.
Yeah.
That's who you are individually as a fashion icon. Do you understand? So what we do with Alte fashion is we tend to highlight that. Do you understand? We tend to throw more
Okay.
focus on what it is that you are about when it comes to fashion. Do you understand? So we
Right.
put
Okay.
more effect to the fact that okay, you like to look like this. Maybe you like to look gothish. You like black. Gothic look is a kind of black look where all you wear is black from head to toe. Your boots are black, your socks is black, you have black gloves,
Mm.
black eye pencil, just that dark. Have you watched Wednesday Adam? That whole style is gothic. It's just
Okay.
if you're
Uh,
somebody that
I
likes
think
that, you
I
understand?
actually get you on that, but I think there's some culture that, for instance, like the Gothic fashion style, black, looking darkish. You have this thing that looks a bit weird, that
Yeah.
sort of thing. So, what makes it? I mean, do you think this kind of thing will actually flow in Africa? Because for the Western, in the Western world, people get away with stuff like that, so it's not unusual.
Yeah, it's
Even
not
at that,
unusual
they
at
look
all.
at you. But remember that in Africa, overall, we are conservative. Very
True.
conservative over here. So, what do you think that there might be, some sort of resistance to this?
If
Do
you
you
were, if
think it will actually say, okay, you know what? Do you
yes,
think it will actually be something that can take root in Africa?
yes,
That
it
is
is.
the
It's not
Gothic
just
style, for
something that
instance.
can. It is something that is taking root in Africa, whether we like to admit it or not. It's not something that can. It's
Me,
something that
I have not seen it too.
not because we just spoke about. I just spoke about one side to it. I just said gothic, but that's not the only side. Like I said, it's a form of expression. Like you see it even in the way I dress most times. You've seen
Okay,
me come out with shirts that are conventionally not typical. Do you understand what I mean? Even the kind of pants
okay.
that we wear and my boots. Do you understand? So why I
Mm-hmm.
feel like we sell in Africa is because if it was like back in those days, like during the millennial era, it did not work. Alte has always been there, but it never really took root because Africa has this myopic, strict mentality when it comes to fashion because we like to address people based off of how we see them, and we believe if you're dressed in a certain way, that tells who you are as a person. Do you understand? So, but due to
Mm.
the event of social media and everything, it helps itself because now everybody gets to understand that this is just art. It's not that deep. It
Okay,
doesn't say a lot about my personality. In fact, I'm wearing black head from head to toe does not mean I'm a cultist. It's just how I like to express my artistic side. Do you understand? Fashion is a form of fact.
okay.
Fashion is a form of art expression. Do you understand?
Right,
So,
okay.
due to the event of social media, everybody's starting to rock with the whole Alte. We have artists that are doing it, like Nigerian artists that are doing it. We have influencers that are doing it. We have everybody's basically jumping on it one way or the other. Do you understand? We're just stealing a bit from it here and there. And then we're getting to recognize that this is something that's going on in society. So most times you go out, you see people looking weird. That's the word. They're wondering, why is his hair like that? Why is his shirt like that? What kind of trouser is he wearing? Most times when I go to the office, that's what they're always asking me. What type of trouser is this? You have come again, you this boy. Do you understand? Eventually, they will dip it
Okay.
in because it's something that they are getting to see more and more. Do you understand? It's a revolution. We're
Oh.
taking
Mm. Okay. So now, I think the next thing I would just like to actually ask you. So, it seems that the Gen Z and Ulti fashion have a lot in common. Okay. So, I mean, what do you think in regards to how does this synergy actually works in influencing the industry, or how
how
does
does
it
what
just influence the
work
industry?
how does what work in sending in industry? I didn't get that last part.
Okay, hang on. The Ultra fashion is about celebrating. No, that's not the one. It seems the Gen Z, the Ultra fashion have a lot in common. Okay,
Okay.
so now I would just like you to share your insights into how these two trends intersect and collaborate.
Okay. How these two trends intersect or collaborate? That's both Gen Z and Alte fashion.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah, Abi. Like I said, Gen Zs, we are more aware. We're more self-conscious than the typical millennial or the boomer generation. Do you understand? We tend to see ourselves.
Okay.
We notice ourselves. We are more outspoken. If there's something that I don't like, I would express it. We're more expressive, that's the word. So that's even why Alte is a thing. Because of my generation, do you understand? Your generation tried
Sure.
it, but they did not know how to put it out there. But my generation is more expressive. No matter what is being said, no matter what is being done, no matter how many times people tell you,
Mm.
oh, your eyebrows look like shit, oh, you are going to hell because you tinted your eyebrows, you are going to hell because you are wearing this skirt, we will still wear it. Do you understand? Because we are
Mhm.
more woke. We understand that fashion is a form of art expression, like I keep saying. Do you understand? We don't.
Did you say that? Did I just hear you say that you are more woke?
Yes, generally we are more woke. We are more aware of the things that are going on. We are more involved. Yes, I would say that
Okay.
we are more involved. Even if sometimes they tend to refer to us as a little bit. What's the word? It's like when it comes to like the corporate space, they tend to look at Gen Zs as more. What's the word? Like we'll just get up and leave. We don't have any roots in loyalty.
Oh, okay. You mean that you guys are sort of the Gen Z are more like they are not.
Like we're more
Gen
about
Z don't want
ourselves.
to do. They just want to do things in their own way. They don't want to
Exactly
follow
in
the
their own
process.
way. We don't want to follow
They just
this
want to wear their own way.
process. Do you understand? But then most
Right.
times it's
Okay.
good. Most times it's good because it really helps a lot. Because if you're being told every day that, oh, you should put this erase, let's take for example, you're being told every day you should put your phone in certain way. This phone now, they say drop it like this. You go, you come. For 10 years,
Right.
you've been
Okay.
dropping it like this. Why don't you find another way to it? Why don't you turn it like this? Do you understand? That's how we are. We want to
Mm.
rediscover. We want to try it. It's another way. We want to see. So that's the thing. So it goes hand in hand. The fact that we are more outspoken, we're woke, we want to test things, we want to try things. That's what really makes Alte because we have the key to express that. Do you understand?
Okay. All right. Okay. That's quite interesting. So, no, put it this way: no fashion discussion today is complete without mentioning social media and influencers. How have Gen Z and Ulti Fashion leveraged this platform to amplify their message?
Ha! They've used it, they've amplified it. Gen Z led to the emergence of social media influencers. Do you understand? They
Mm, mm-hmm.
through the we understand, and that's another key thing. We understand the power of expression. Do you understand? We understand
Mm,
what it takes to express. We understand the need, not what it takes. We understand the need to express your voice and to show yourself for.
okay.
So we generally just hamped on the social media apps to do that. Do you understand? So that
Okay.
led to the birth of influencers, content creators, and all that. And that has been a major player in the fashion industry because even big fashion brands run campaigns on social media platforms. Do you understand?
Right.
Before it
Okay.
would be, you would see most of the trending fashion houses and the rest on magazines or public fashion shows, just all that. Even for their fashion shows now, they do campaigns on social media platforms. You will see Louis Vuitton tell you about his upcoming fashion collection and all that online. Do you understand? So everybody sees the need to want to be there because 1 million, how many million people do you have on the planet? And how many people are there? You understand? There's a whole market there. There's a whole audience there that we're trying to captivate and get the word out to. Do you understand? So my generation led to the event of social media influencers giving space to the birth of a new era for fashion generally.
Okay. Now, the other thing I just want to ask is this: um, one key aspect of both Gen Z and Ulti Fashion is their emphasis on sustainability and ethical practices. How are these trends influencing the fashion industry, environment, and social responsibilities? Because when you see somebody now, that, for instance, right, we're talking about their appropriateness. You spoke about being woke, and I'm
Mhm.
thinking, wokeness. I saw a video earlier today, for instance. There was a lecturer. I don't know where this was, probably in Europe, or I think it will probably be more in America, actually. This lady was the lecturer was there giving out the lectures, and this lady came in with just what seems like a bra and just undies. And she, she had a school bag, everything, and she just sat down. And everybody was like, "Hello, is this for me? Is this cinema or something?" Now, the lecturer just walked up to her and said, "Excuse me, what do you think you're doing?" And she's like, "What do you mean? What am I doing? I'm here for my lecture." Said, "You are here for your lecture. I see you are going pole dancing. If we pole dance, I said I have a bit of more coverage."
Okay.
I was like, "No, that this is that she's dressed." And the lecturer was like, "No, you are not dressed. You're dressed like you're going for a pool party or you're going for a swim." And that was exactly what it was. And she was like, "No, I have the right to, if that is your idea of dressing, well, this is my idea of dressing, and I'm all right." I mean, this wokeness for Gen Z is this not getting out of hand?
When you put it like that, when you put it like when you say what you say, it can be considered that too. Do you understand? Because sometimes, if I'm being honest, people take it to a whole nother level. Do you get? Especially the female gender. Do you get? So, but
Mm.
you're not going to be. How do I put it? People take it to a whole nother level, especially the female gender, especially with this whole Alte. You see people wearing skirts that are the size of a belt. They
Okay.
wear skirts that are the size of a belt. So things like that. But how do I put it? You can't really tell. It just creates room for controversy because you can't really tell people what to do with their bodies or how to manage themselves. Does that make sense? Because like we said, it's still a form of expression. So maybe that's
There's
what they
nothing
feel.
Gen Z we actually do. I'm sure quite a lot of it is not making sense to me. Honestly, I mean, look, I know you're trying to explain it. Um, for me, there are certain questionable, um, dress attires that I look at. I'm thinking, would anyone actually wear these actual outfits themselves? Most of it that you actually see, I think they are more or less for maybe celebrities. I mean, do you think, say for instance, some of the clothing um, that are being worn at fashion shows, do you think they're actually practical for day to day normal people, or this is
No,
just
no,
something that's just more or less like
no, no,
attention
no,
seeking? They're
no,
just
no.
designed to be outrageous, not for any normal human being.
No, no. Like one thing I've always said when it comes to fashion shows is that most collections are not for everyday people. Do you understand? Most collections that they
Mm-hmm.
create are not for everyday people. Most collections are for celebrities. They're for people in the public space that want attention. Those collections are made
Right. Okay.
to create an entrance. When you walk into the room, you get noticed. Those are what those collections are for. You understand? There are some collections that are for specific audience. Like Louis Vuitton can have their men's fashion wear, and then most times you see that most of the clothing are actually things that you can practically wear out. Do you understand? So most collections are not for everyday people. Most collections are for public people, public figures, they're
Mm.
for celebrities, influencers, people in the media space that are out there and want to give the most. Do you understand? But then if you feel like you can do it, you can rock with it, and then you want it,
Mm.
go ahead, you can buy it. But they are not for everyday people. Most collections are not for
That one
everyday
is
people.
Ojoro.
Yeah, most collections are not for everyday people.
Okay, so what I want to ask you, I would just say, lastly, okay, these are my closing thoughts. As we conclude this enlightening episode of Fashion Forward, we have witnessed the transformative power of Gen Z and ulti fashion. These movements are rewriting the rules and are inspiring us all to embrace our uniqueness. So, I mean, would you actually agree with that and just say that that is just exactly what it is, really? Do you think it's really making an impact, or do you think this is just, like I said earlier, that are they practical? At some of these things, um, what can normal people take from the Gen Z fashion sense?
What what I would say normal people can take from the Gen Z fashion sense is not really about the fashion sense. It's about the mindset to it. Do you understand?
Okay.
It's more. It's not. We're not saying wear what we wear. We're not saying dress like us. We're not saying be us. But what we're trying to tell you is, if you are going to wear an outfit, be confident enough to carry it. Do you understand? If you want
Mm,
to wear something, wear it. If you are feeling something and you want to, when it comes to fashion, express yourself. You can go all the way. Do you understand? Whatever it is you are feeling, whatever it is you are rocking with, do it. You see some people tell you that they cannot wear, not that they don't want to wear certain things, but they just feel like it will not fit them. It will make my body look somehow. It will make me feel one kind. But you want to do it. Or what will people say? Do you understand? Things like that is what we are telling you you don't need in your life. Do you
mm.
understand? So it's not just about the outfit or us saying rock or we rock. No, just be bold enough to make good fashion choices that are for you, not based off
Okay.
fashion standards. Do you understand? If you want to rock
Mm.
something, rock it. If it's skirts you want to wear, because that's what's trendy now for me. When I wear skirts. And there are trousers too, pants trousers too that look like skirts. They're actually trousers. So things like that, if that's what you want to rock with, rock it. Go out, look nice. If it's corset you want to start wearing, wear it. Just be bold enough to be you authentically, 101%. Just be you. That's what we're saying. The value of being yourself, of being an
Right.
individualistic person when it comes to fashion and
Okay.
when it comes to expression.
I think okay. Just one more question. I think that will be my last this I just
Okay,
want
no
to
problem.
raise up itself. So how we say somebody say some other people out there who are not necessarily Gen Z.
Mm,
So do you reckon that there is something they can take from the Gen Z? You know, because one of the things you said earlier is that Gen Z have this unique sense of fashion where they are very bold, they are very, let me use your
expressive.
word, aesthetic. You know, and so sort of they have this bold sense um, of dressing. So, would you actually, anyone that is actually outside of that generation, do you think they can have this fashion appropriateness to themselves, even though they are not Gen Z?
Yes, now that's what I'm saying. Dare to be different. That's what I'm saying. You can. You don't necessarily have
Mm,
to look for while rocking.
I
Just be.
like that. Dare to be
Dare to be
different.
different.
Okay.
Yes. Like you now wearing snapback and everything, you're being different. You understand? You're feeling cool on your own. That's what we're talking about. Did you get? Just be you. Be you. One hundred and
Would the
one
Gen
percent.
Z actually wear leather jackets in the hot tropical weather? Because I've seen leather
Things like
jacket.
that.
I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you serious?
There are some people that will do things that you would question too, but they are daring to be different. They're doing what we're saying they should do. So have fun.
I just see that as cultural inappropriations. When you
Yeah,
actually take something from a different culture, when you're wearing a leather jacket in say for instance in Nigeria, where we all know at certain points,
it's hot. True.
the
That's not even cultural
actual
appropriation.
weather itself.
That's
Is
just
it?
inappropriate. That's not even cultural appropriation. That's just inappropriate fashion choices. Because whether you want to admit it or not, that one does not even talk about. That's not even Gen Z. You are just somebody that doesn't know how to dress.
The only reason it's still the same thing because
No, no,
it's for the culture that has a cold weather. We're talking of like maybe Canada. You're talking of
exactly.
like
True,
somewhere
true.
places in Europe and all that. Yeah, so they could
Because
actually have
everybody
that.
knows that if you are wearing, it's just like saying you are wearing raincoat to the office. It's for rainy season.
Yeah,
Do you understand? So
yeah.
things like that.
There's one
That's,
gentleman that is there. I'm sure he's probably listening to you now. There was a day that this gentleman went out and he had this muffler on his neck. I'm like, muff, where?
I
And
know
I
you're
checked the
talking
weather. It's
about.
like, do you know how many degrees is it out there? We're talking of almost
And you're
about
wearing
36
muffler.
degrees. I said,
So
"And you
things
have
like that.
muffler in your neck.
That's not until
Are you
that's
all
not
right?"
until that's foolishness. You don't know what to wear. That's not until after all.
Anyway, I didn't
Yeah.
mention any name, so
I know, we know. But,
so any last word from you? Any last word from you?
all I have to say is just dare to be different, be unique, be yourself 101%.
Dare to be bold.
Yeah, let's be bold. Even if the world will tell you you're crazy, you're not doing things right, just be
Gen
you.
Z.
That's all that counts.
Okay.
Trust your instincts. Trust
The
your
Gen
gut.
Z sounds like something from these cowboy movies. They said just writing down the sun sign. So the sun is going down, then the cowboy is riding up there.
Yeah,
Just basically just chilling. Say, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The bold and the strong.
yeah,
Thank you so much, Mr. Maya. So thank you so much. I really appreciate. So I'm sure we're still going to have you down next week. So I think there will be some other things. There will be some. I think this one is just more of an intro bit, really. By
yeah,
next week, we're going to be talking about some very strong things. In
definitely.
terms of culture challenge as it relates to us. I would say in Africa, Nigeria's case study, we have more than enough. I think we're going to be talking about.
No problem.
So I would just say that please, everyone, don't forget to subscribe, rate, and share. This episode, this is our second episode. This is our second episode really for the Big Why, and please don't forget to actually forward to your friends and those curious about the cutting edge of style. Keep an eye out for more exciting discussions on the evolving world of fashion. So until next time, remember your style is in your canvas and the world is your runaway. The world is your oyster. You can
The
go
world is
beyond
your
this.
wrong way. It's your wrong way. Every day you wake up, every time
So
you
I just
dress
want to
in the
say thank
fashion
you
show.
very much. Really appreciate, and we're looking to see everyone. So same time tomorrow, we're gonna be here. I think between 8 and 9, we'll be up again for another episode of the Big Mike. So from me, it's good night, and Maya,
Thank you for having me. Good night. That's nice. So
thank
see you
you for
next time.
coming. See you, folks. Good night.
Yeah, good night.